So welcome everyone. Thanks for joining this session, which is on Introduction to Microsoft Azure. This is part of our free webinar series, which we've been doing for several months, bringing at least once per month some free session to share our knowledge, inputs. We, as Big Data Trunk, is a company which was founded back in 2008, provide technology and soft skills trainings online, in person. A lot of that has become online since pandemic. We do it for mostly corporates, but we have some public trainings for individuals. Several categories, as you see, a lot of technology focused, data AI being our main forte, but we cover a lot of different areas, including soft skills and leadership. There's a lot of emphasis happening right now around upskilling, reskilling, boot camps, so that people can get into different technology and upskill this period of the economy and kind of thing. There's a lot of change happening in that area. So we've been running a lot of those for corporates mostly. We don't have anyone running public at this point of time. So if you have some need or your company is there needing that, feel free to reach out to us on our website or email us however you would like to. We're always happy to help in that. There are a lot of free resources on our website as well, which you can take a look at as well, our past recordings and things like that. Today's focus is on cloud, Azure being one of the providers, Microsoft Azure. There are a lot of cloud trainings which we have, and there's this link. We provide trainings to a lot of different corporates. Lucky to be serving a lot of Fortune 500 companies. We do have a lot of public trainings as well in our catalog. If you go to the website, I can point out later and see individual trainings that you can just join yourself. If your company is giving you some credit or money, or if you want to do it on your own, there are a lot of interesting, good courses available. And this journey also continues forward. So that's what it is for today. Today's topic is going to be Microsoft Azure. Tanya is one of our lead instructors on cloud and data visualizations. She's going to drive the session and start with some of the concepts, general cloud, more focused on Azure then, and then go for demo and some takeaways, which how you can initiate a journey on, continue to build your journey in Cloud Azure. So without further ado, I'm just going to hand over to Tanya. So Tanya, over to you.
Sure. Thank you, Raju. So, a very warm good evening to all the folks present here. I'm going to share my screen and let's drive towards the Microsoft Azure world. Okay. Okay, so I again welcome all of you to this session of Introduction to Microsoft Azure. So it's one of the Microsoft product which is now in the trend in the market. Why? Because it provides a lot of features and services too. So let's move forward, towards the session. The very first question arises here that what is cloud? See, a cloud is a feature which will help you to enable your internet scale, devices and your services. So we know that we've been working for on-premises very long, but then the cloud is being invented. So cloud actually help you to build all your infrastructure, all your services without any pain. You can ask for your services for the cloud service provider. So let's take this example in our organization or in your organization. You want to build a proper small scale organization or a long scale organization where you want the services from the cloud. So want services from cloud means, let's say you want virtual machines, you want your storage systems, you want your different IoT hubs, the AI features. These services you can buy from the cloud service provider. We do have other cloud service providers too, but why we use Microsoft Azure will definitely see this question. But the major aspect is that it has 100 plus data centers all over the region, and which makes it more more available towards the world. So that's why we move forward towards cloud. And there's one more very interesting thing is that in cloud we do have different kind of clouds provided. So it's private clouds, it's public clouds, and we have hybrid clouds too. So whenever you talk about the public cloud is something where everything is available for the public, right? So when you go on Google, you search for something, it's available for you. It's over the cloud, right? But let's say in your organization you have some data, that data is completely secured, so that is your private cloud. That information is private. You do not want that information to be shared with everyone or publicly. And when we talk about the hybrid, it's a combination of both. So cloud does provide you this feature to choose your kind of a cloud. Either it's public or it's private, or we can go for hybrid too. So that kind of, varieties and endpoint devices does, cloud provides to you. And nowadays everyone is using it. So it's all over the globe. And let's see the further things with the cloud though. Okay, the most important thing, the cloud computing services. So here, once we have just talked about cloud, but now we will move forward towards the computing services, or we can say what different services are there. So these services are common for all cloud service provider. When I say cloud service provider, it is your Microsoft Azure, it's your Google, it's AWS with the Amazon and organization. So different cloud service providers are there, but all of them follow the same, services pattern. So when you talk about IaaS, it is infrastructure as service, where the cloud will provide you the infrastructure. And when you talk about platform as service, it is moreover about the cloud is providing you a complete platform where you can build your things. And then we have the software as service in the end, which says that cloud is maintaining everything for you. So let's just understand this, all these services in more wider, in a more wider way. So when you talk about, see, definitely, as I said before, the people used on-premises services where they need to maintain everything by their own. The applications, the data, the operating systems, the visuals, storage, server, networking, everything is managed by their self, right? So that is called as to be your on-premises. You manage those things. When we talk about the infrastructure as service, it's like some things will be managed by the cloud or some you will manage. Now, what are these things? See, sometimes what happen that, in your organization, you already have those, infrastructures, like platforms available, right? You have applications, you have your own, data, you have your own operating systems. But what do you want? You want the services, you want the infrastructure like storage, networking, visualization. In that case, you go to a cloud members, or you can say a cloud service provider. Now, let's just take this thing in a layman language example. Let's say you wanted to eat pizza. Like it's a mood to eat pizza, in the evening. And what's the scenario here? So you have your own, things. You have your microwave at your place, you have your oven at your place, but you do not have infrastructure, right? Let's say you don't have the toppings, you don't have the base. In that case, you go to, a supermarket, you would buy your things. Let's say your sauces, your veggies, your base, and different things, your cheese. So you will select those things, right? In that case, exactly this is what it meant. You are asking for your infrastructure from Microsoft Cloud or Microsoft Azure that please provide these services to me. Now it depends. Some people do like different veggies are there. Some people like this different cheese. So they can organize, they can ask for the services according to their need. So that kind of flexibility Microsoft Azure provides to you, and something you manage, and that something is the application, the base. It means you already have the platform, but you are looking for the infrastructure from the cloud services. Now, the another one is platform as services. Now, this time you already have infrastructure. It means you have your own toppings, you have your own, own things at your place. But what you don't have, you do not have a platform. You don't have oven. Let's say you don't have a microwave at your place. So in that case, this time you will ask for a platform from cloud, right? Where you want to build your thing. So you will ask for cloud, Microsoft Cloud, that please, I would require this particular, info like tool Let's say if you're working on the Python things, the AI things, so different tools are available, different applications are available, which actually Microsoft team manages for you. So operating systems, your runtime, your middleware, everything will be managed. In fact, of course, you already have your data that will be yours, but in that case, everything, operating systems, other runtime, via middlewares, everything will be maintained by the Microsoft team. Another way is Microsoft, the SaaS service. SaaS is like software as service. You do not want to make your pizza by your own. Simply go to a restaurant and ask for a cheeseburger pizza, let's say. In that case, you will receive that particular like pizza, or you can say a particular software, everything. You are sitting and you are eating it, you're enjoying your particular pizza service. Similarly, this thing happens, with the software as service tool. In this space, you just need to sit and manage, don't manage anything. Everything will be managed by Microsoft Azure. And here you are sitting and enjoying the services. It just you are paying for your services. So cloud is a pay as you go model where whatever services you require, you only pay for those, right? So if you're looking for infrastructure, you pay for those things only. If you're looking for platform, you pay for those. And if you are completely using SaaS, then of course you need to, the charge would be different. So cloud services majorly work with this kind of services where these services are provided by the cloud model. So that's the one thing. And another thing, why cloud? That's the one question. That why we are moving forward towards cloud, why we are using cloud in our you can say day-to-day life or everywhere for our organizational data. We are using cloud, but what's the reason of that? So let's just discuss about this. So one thing about the cloud, the speed. It actually has that mode where if you're sitting in different regions, still you can access your cloud, right? So it's highly flexible, it's highly available, and the speed of these cloud services are actually up to the mark. So that's the thing. You can drive it from anywhere. Scale, when you say scale, it means whenever you want to increase your demands. Let's say in your organization you are using 25 virtual machines, but at next day, it's your requirement to scale up your services. This time you want 50 virtual machines. In that case, you can scale up or scale down your devices or your services too. But let's say on the next day you only want 25 virtual machines, so you can actually, it's highly flexible. You can actually scale up or scale down your services too. And in the end, we have economic. Of course, it's much more economical because understand, you are buying your services by a requirement, right? It's not like that everything will be there, for you. Everything will be merged up for you. It's like you are paying for your services. So that's the thing we are having here, which is very important to understand though, that these are the different aspect where cloud is much more used and being deployed though. So that's the major reason why we all are moving forward towards cloud. It's economic, its speed is good, it's highly available, it's flexible. And yeah, that's the one thing it talks about why we use cloud though. Another one, infrastructure designed for scale. Now, see, the Microsoft Azure is actually available, in different region, and 100 plus data centers are available for them, right? And the top three networks in the world is your, AWS. I have discussed. We have Google DC regions, and we have largest VCs too. But still people are going forward towards Microsoft Azure because it's more over, available, highly available in different regions though. So we have the operational and announced, different regions and features available for Microsoft Azure. Next, here it says 38 Azure compute regions open today. So here we have these different compute, regions. Compute regions means from where you can easily access and the place where you have the complete servers and data centers, right? So of course, Microsoft people also work at the back end to manage the things for us. They also have those, data centers and servers at their places. So it's more than AWS and Google. Although they comes up in top three, but still, Azure has more compute regions, which is of course more than both of these service providers available. And data centers recently have been added to Canada, China, and India, though. So that's the one update we are seeing with this particular slide. And another thing, Azure major aspect. When you say hyperscale, so these are the major aspect of Azure. Now, why? The very first thing, hyperscale. As I said, you can easily grade up, you can easily scale up or scale down your services, right? According to the requirement of the organization. It is enterprise proven. When we talk about enterprise proven, it means whenever wherever in the organization you want to use it, we can use it privately also, we can use it publicly also, because sometimes it happens you want to share your data, right? But you need to hide your data also from some people, all right, from some group of people. In that case, it's enterprise proven, and of course enterprises are already using this particular feature, this particular Microsoft Azure cloud services. Why? Because as I said, we have just discussed the aspect of major aspect of Azure here, and at the end it says hybrid, so easily available, highly flexible. So these three things make a complete Azure feature here. Okay, next thing, leading journey. So when we see, okay, just for this, when you see about leading journey of Microsoft Azure, if you are a developer or you're an application, you're using application platform, you can use Azure. They already have, whenever you want to buy some platform Azure, you can do it with the help of, if you are a developer, you are looking for some platform, and that platform, you have developer platform, you can use these Azure app services, you can use Visual Studio services from there. If you are working for the data analytics team, we have the Cortana Analytics suite where all visualizations tools and prefers are available. We have Internet of Things in Azure, and of course the cloud infrastructure too, where Azure Stack, the management suite, everything is managed by the Azure. And then we have, see, as I've just talked about these services for app developers and platform. Here we have got these different services, the cloud services. There are the API management, the storage services, Visual Studio, Visual Online, Azure SDK, software development key, and content delivery network. So a lot of integration tools, development tools, the platform service tools are available for developers too. So there's a wide range of products and services provided by Microsoft Azure. It is your call to choose what you actually looking for, right? So that's how the Microsoft Azure, or like, people are moving forward towards, and we are using it though. Okay. Next thing, it says developer app platform. We have just seen that how developer app platform features, tools are available. But for data analytics also, we have different tools. So in data analytics also, you can use these searches, the SQL databases, the data lake, the tables. Because see, we know if you're talking about data always work in tabular format. So yes, Azure thinks about these things for you, and we have this tables feature too. You have HD insights, where you can store all of the storing data is there, for managing data is there, machine learning, data factory. So these are different services for data analytics here. Okay, let's just see the furthermore things with the demo though, that how actually the Microsoft Azure looks like. Okay, the very first thing, if you want to access your Microsoft Azure, right? I'm sharing this link to you, and let me just guide you, let me just give you a quick overview how you can create your free trial. See, in Azure, what happens when you sign in, like when you just go for your quick sign in here, it will ask you for your credit details or debit card details, right? So it will actually charge you also for 2 rupees, but it's completely free. And after that, it will, you will get your money back though. Just a minimal amount it will charge to you. Another thing, that charge will be come back to you again to your account when you go for free account. This happens. Next thing, it won't charge you much. So there's no subscription. Whenever you buy the services from Azure, you only have to pay for them, right? So that kind of a model the recently the Microsoft Azure have built. Let me share this link on the Zoom chat though. Okay. So you can also have a look on this particular, site of Microsoft Azure. Now, once you log into this Microsoft Azure, you can see. So if you want to explore, you can see, go to know more about Azure, the global infrastructure. You can see, how many regions, what different regions data centers are provided. You can see different products of Azure. As I said, there are a lot of Azure products available. It says view all 200 plus products. So they are giving a brief of it. The most popular are virtual machines, SQL, and this AI Studio, the Cosmo DB, and here we have machine learning ones too. So all of these things are for machine learning, Azure AI service, and for compute engine, Azure Kubernetes services, the SQL server on Azure virtual machines, and we have containers. So see, once we learn this Microsoft Azure, complete course, there we will talk about all the different aspect of, Azure here, where we will cover about the, virtual machines to the compute engines, the containers. So basically it's a complete go where all the important things or important product have been discussed in our training sessions. So yeah, once we talk about containers, it's just like, you are putting your things together. So for that, if you require some container, you go for these services. Analytics, in fact, you have data analytics features too here, different tools available. When you click on view all more products, so here, one by one, you can check out what different products are there. In fact, with them, you can see their pricing too. So Azure, this particular site is very much, interesting, and everything is being, in a very, very handy way. You can see all the pricing, all the products, all the thing you can see up here. In fact, the integration tool, what kind of a thing you want, what kind of category you want. You want migration, media, networking, storage, security, what kind of thing you want. Just go for it, and then you can see. Let's say I want DevOps. Here I can see DevOps. I can see Azure DevOps. Let's see the pricing. And see here, I can see Azure DevOps services, I can see Azure DevOps server, and then here I can decide my currency, and then a complete thing I can see here. So, what pipelines would be there, what artifact will be there, the basic plan, the test plan, everything would be seen here with the proper calculation. Because why? Why we could see this whole, complete information? Because Microsoft Azure do uses the pricing calculator. So from product session, we can see these different products are available. And from the pricing, as I said, in pricing, the Microsoft Azure do use the pricing calculator for estimating your cost of the particular services or the product. When you click on these pricing though, and here you can see it says virtual machine. Let's say you want to estimate the price for virtual machines. Click on this add to estimate. It will calculate this estimation for you. And once you scroll down, you can mention the different things. Here you can mention the windows, how many machines you want. You can increase the number. You can decide the hours too. And according to that, your cost will be calculated for you. So all these different things, can be managed, and you have the complete, analysis that how you can actually use this feature, how you can actually use this particular services and products. So That's the very important thing to understand about the Azure, that it does provide different products and the pricing calculator feature too, where you can estimate your uh, you can click here, where you can estimate the price of your particular product and services. So that's the one thing. And let me quickly give you an overview how you can sign up free. Although I've already signed up, I'm already signed in with my Microsoft Azure. But if you want to hit and try how the Azure portal look like, let's just click on this try for free. Try Azure for free. Here it states start free. So it will say that you are already logged in. But in your case, when you log in, you can see that a complete form will come up to you. Right? It will ask you for your location, your name, your contact details, and then, as I said, it will ask you for your details of your card too. In that case, you can mention it. It won't cost you anything. And once you are logged into your Azure, it will look like this. Now, this is your Microsoft Azure portal where you can work on different services, and whatever services you want, you require, you pay for it and you will get the services, right? And see, when you click on this, it says home, we have dashboards, we have different services, you can see different services. So Azure is all about weighing all the different services available, the virtual machines, the load balancer is there, the storage accounts, and see, here you can see the cost management and billing too. So if you are looking forward towards your services, the product, you can see the whole scenario of cost management. And we do have Azure Active Directories here to store, to authenticate and authorize your particular data. So that's an important aspect. And as I said, when we cover these things in our session, when we take this particular training of Microsoft Azure, there everything will be covered in more depth, of course, from virtual machines to the Active Directory features too of the Microsoft Azure features. And see, either you can go from here, all the services are there, you can click on more services. And here again, we can see all these services, provided by Microsoft Azure in wider picture, right? The DevOps, the compute engines. Let's say this time, you want to work for databases. You have Azure Cosmos DB. You have, your PostgreSQL, SQL, and you have SQL virtual machine, and you have SQL database. Let's say when I click on SQL database, you can create your own kind of a databases. Here it says create your database here with different features and setting. When you click on basics, different features are there. You are using free trial, database name, server name, all these things you can create and build, right? And with this you provide networking. Of course, if you're building a database, you need to just move forward towards networking features too. Then we have security features, we have different additional features too, but majorly three things are important whenever we create any of the thing in Microsoft Azure. The networking and security and the basic, guidelines, that what name should be there, the trial account, is it development or production kind of a database. So in that case, some basic things we do prefer here. So like this SQL databases, as I said, a lot more sources, features, services, products are available, in Microsoft Azure. And it's all, as I said, it's all about creating these different, working on these different services. And that's why on the Microsoft Azure portal we can completely see, most of the thing is all about services and products, because here also, basically in this panel we can see services, and we can see the accounts, the billing, the advisor. See, advisor is very interesting thing in Microsoft Azure. It will advise you that according to your business, what product you should use, a complete recommendation, high impact, low impact. It will give you a complete score, that whatever services or product you are using, is it cost friendly, is it secure, reliable. So whatever requirement you are using here, you can take advice from Microsoft Azure too. And the another aspect here is create a resource. You can see one more thing here, right? What is create a resource? Create a resource means It's a group of products or resources. Whenever you want to put all of your data, let's say all of your products together, let's say in your organization, you are using virtual machines, SQL databases, and web application. These three things you are continuously using, and you want to combine all these things in one group. One group called as to be your resource group. We create folders. It's like that. We create folders, and that folder we actually put all our important files or documents together. Similar thing you can create in Microsoft Azure too. You can pick that you want virtual machine, you want your web app, you want your SQL databases. You can decide what different services, tools, the integration tools, what do you want, in your particular suite. So that is about your, create a resource feature. And one more interesting thing. So before, this thing was not there in Microsoft Azure. Recently, they have added the Copilot feature too. So what is the Copilot here? See, Copilot is something which actually, helps you to answer. So Copilot actually is like an intelligent tool of AI which will help you to resolve your particular queries if you are having any. So basically, when we talk about the Copilot feature here, whatever text you write, it says, "I want to." What do you want? I want to do this thing. Let's say I want to create virtual machine. You write it and it will try to give you a solution for that. It says working on it, it says determining what to do. And see here, it says if you want to create a virtual machine, you require these particular thing. Install this particular, thing. We go for deployment, you go for development, you need to discard a subscription. Of course, virtual machine is not for free. Here you require the subscription and then continue. Although I don't want to continue here, but still, this kind of thing is provided to you with, by Microsoft Copilot Azure feature here. And see, it says Copilot has some limits while in public review. So since I am using a free version of you, or if you guys are using a free version of Microsoft Azure Copilot, then something would be there. Like it's not available for you. Everything won't be available for you, or some restrictions would be there. That let's say after 5 search, after 10 search, you won't be able to search for the thing. So troubleshoot. Why did my last deployment fail? Any questions you can ask regarding your Azure thing, and it will answer you. So we have this Copilot features too. And then we have Cloud Shell. Cloud Shell is a place where you build your own kind of code. So once of course in Microsoft also you can build your own things though. So we'll see Cloud Shell features too once when we move forward towards the training part though. But yeah, the cloud shell is there. Then we have different setting features. The admin portal is there, language and region, the subscription directory, the appearance. So I'm just giving you a complete overview that how Microsoft Azure portal looks like, so that whenever you see it, whenever you work on this portal, you will feel that okay, I am a little bit aware of this particular portal. So just for your awareness of the portal, I have discussed that how this Azure portal look like and what different things are available in Azure portal. And I've also discussed with you, that how you can actually see the pricing and different things for Microsoft Azure too, and different products of Microsoft Azure too. So that's the thing. And let's just move back towards the slide. So we have just covered the quick demo for Azure portal, and with a couple of slides, like for few more slides, we just start the questionnaire too. I just discussed few more slides left. Just one, two more, two, three more, four more slides are left. Okay, it says Azure App Services build, scale, great cloud applications. So yes, cloud is equals to what? Your web applications, your mobile applications, your logic applications, and your API applications. So nowadays, cloud is increasing their services and products day by day, and we can see that these logics and applications are available for you. Either you are working on the web applications, you are creating website kind of a thing. You can use web, building tools also. not only the front end thing, but that at the back end, let's say you want to build your applications, you want some back end tool, you can actually take help from cloud, right? And your mobile applications, your logic apps, so with all these applications you can take help from Microsoft Azure. And see, for these applications, we know for building applications, we do require Java, .NET, Node.js, PHP, Python. These kind of languages are majorly used. Auto scale and auto patching features are always available for Microsoft Azure, though. And integrations, of course, it's not like that. If you're using web applications from Microsoft Azure, you can't integrate. You can integrate different applications with cloud features too. It's a continuous deployment and development, things or features available. Actually, Microsoft Azure provides to us. So that's the one slide they are talking about. Another one, it says Azure App Service Web Application. So yes, when you are using this, I'll share this link, Office Blog Microsoft. You can have a look on. It's a complete blog of Microsoft where you can see, different applications, tools, and features provided by Microsoft Azure. So see, it says start simple. Of course, if you want to build your web applications, you can start it, in a very simple mode. Automatic scale up and scale down services are there. So, whenever you are using these web application services from cloud, if cloud feels okay that there is a lot of hindrance, or they want to scale up, they want to scale down the services to make the load balance. So load balancing feature is there in Microsoft Azure. It will automatically scale up or scale down your services. So if you want to enable this feature, yes, you can do it, right? And code smart, of course, you can use the coding features too, because yes, Microsoft Azure do provide the different platform, coding platform and databases platform to you, where you have Visual Studio, Web Metrics. These are the coding tools, and in fact, more tools are provided to you by Microsoft Azure. Then it says go live. Yes, so live monitoring is there. Whenever you are working on some data, that data is being lively monitored, right? So any POF or any usage data would be there, or any glitch is there in your data, everything would be mentioned or notified to you. So see, when we work on Microsoft Azure, there's a one ID, or you can say that could be an admin ID in your organization too. Someone is managing your Microsoft Azure portal. In that case, they will get all the notification about different monitorings, about different diagnostic features of Azure. Okay, this thing is wrong, this thing is happening with your Microsoft Azure services. On every bit, if something fishy will be happening, the complete report will be sent to that particular email or to your admin. So that's the thing. It just go for live features too. And then we have Azure App Service mobile application. So yes, it does support your mobile applications too. Either it's your iOS, Android, your Windows Phone, your phone app center. A lot of client support application it is supporting. That's the major feature of Microsoft Azure, because most of the cloud service provider do have the Android and iOS. That's it. But it actually supports all these different devices too. And see, we can move forward towards storage. In that, we can go for authentication. So of course, in Microsoft Azure, if you're using anything, either it's your mobile app or your web app, or you're using any of the service of Microsoft Azure, you will be authenticated. Your sign-in credentials will be required, and Azure is MFA. MFA means multi-factor authentication. So of course, you will give your sign-in credentials, your username and password, but after that, it will authenticate you again, maybe with some OTP, or some questionnaire will be there, but mostly a OTP kind of a thing happens with the Microsoft Azure. So proper authentication is being there, and then authorization. So of course, after authentication, we go for authorization. That what access you have. In an organization, different people are there. You have different access. Another people have different access. So this is authorization here. And logic, you can build your own logic, you can push your data, you can integrate your data. So these things you can it actually provide you with mobile applications too. And then scheduler, yes, it's a very interesting thing. So in Microsoft Cloud, you can schedule your work. Let's say at 9 a.m. On daily basis, I want this particular thing to be pop up in a notification way to me, right? So you can schedule your particular work to, and the notifications, some schedule time in your application. So let's say at 9 a.m. To 5 to 12 p.m., right? What do you want? You want your virtual machines to get stopped. So you want at this time duration your virtual machine should not work. In that case, you can schedule that particular thing too. That's the scheduler feature here. And then with this slide, it's again covering about this similar thing, information management. The major thing is how does AI, or sorry, how does the Azure work? What's the complete flow? So first thing is information management. The Azure manages the information and then it stores a big data stores. So of course, while we get the data, we manage the data, we have the stores, we have the storage thing too. So then it go for big stores, then machine learning is in the place, and then we have the analytics. So of course in analytics we have got the different tools. Power BI is there for Microsoft, although we have different visualizations tool too. Instead of Power BI, we have Tableau, we have QLEC, we have IBM Cognos. So different tools are available, but in Microsoft, we have Power BI here. So they use Power BI for the analysis, and they are giving you a quick overview that with the help of all these important, you can say, platforms, the Microsoft Azure built a particular report. So either it's Power BI, machine learning, the SQL databases, data factory, data catalog, and even the hubs. So this particular slide is talking about these, features of Microsoft Azure. And then here it says select your app services. How does Microsoft Azure work? So see, you can try this app services today. As I've already shared the link to you, you can have a look on complete way how you can, basically how you can access the Microsoft Azure, and it's a no cost, no sign up or account required. So it says account requirement is not there once you already have your Microsoft ID. So I was having my Microsoft account, that's why I was able to completely sign in with my account. But if you don't have that Microsoft account, in that case you would require a complete sign up though. So yes, it's a no cost. So of course you can completely sign in for free, right? And once you are using these different services, in that case you have to pay for those services. So the very first thing, when you sign in on Microsoft Azure, you need to select your service. What service do you want? You want web app, you want API application, what applications do you want? And then you select your templates too, that what template, what particular things do you want, and then you go for create, right? That's how you create. You need to choose, you need to pick what you want, and then you create those things, then you pay for your services too. So that's a complete flow they are discussing with this slide about Microsoft Azure. And then here it says now available to purchase Azure IoT suites too. So before, as I said, recently Microsoft Azure is adding a lot of things, and one of it is Azure IoT suite. And here, data connectivity, the Internet of Things, dashboard visualization, a lot of solutions being built in Azure IoT suite where you can use this. So it's Internet of Things, and you can build your particular, you can purchase. If your organization is using IoT, you can purchase, and you can see a lot more different services being added here, whether it's the flows, whether it's your automation processes, your control and command. Every different thing is being added. In fact, the integration also is being added in Azure IoT suite. So that's the one, complete go information about the Microsoft Azure. Now we have this slide where it talks about you can get started with Microsoft Azure. So we are heading forward towards the end of this particular session. So I have already shared this link to you, then how you can access your Microsoft Azure. I will share one more link to you where you can see about all the information about Microsoft Azure pricing product. That link also, I have shared to you. So here, thank you so much for attending this particular session, and over to you, Raju. And yeah, I'm open for the questions too. Let me check out the chat too.
Thank you, Tanya. That was really nice. Coverage of Microsoft Azure is quite a broad topic. They have lots and lots of services that you saw, and the things continue to expand in a very short period of time. I think it's awesome to see Tanya covering the concepts and going into and even including a high-level navigation demo for it. What I have shared a few different links, and I just wanted to add to those resources as potentially two other things to take as next steps. In very relevant to cloud, we also have a product, like bigdatatrunk has a product, a SaaS product, which we have built on cloud. So it's called as Cloud Opti. It's a SaaS platform. As Tanya was referring to cost and management and things like that, what this product does is it's on multi-cloud. Right now, we don't have an Azure, but we have on Google Cloud. It's a Google approved product. We have partnered with Google, and the product is built on the Google's platform and AWS. The two big, large platforms are there. We consider as 4 different pillars of cloud optimization, not only the cost, but the opposite side of that is like sometimes you have to spend the extra money and get a better performance. We have ways how that can be done. So it's a tool, a platform which allows to really do all of these things, ensure security optimization, compliance optimization. So all of that, 4 pillars which this platform allows to transport. There is a free version of this available where you, as for yourself or your company, you can look into that. And most of the providers provide, the vendors provide some kind of optimization. But if you think about it, it's conflict of interest. They make money when you spend more on the cloud. So I would honestly say they really do a good effort on it, but they would not do multi-cloud. Microsoft will not do for Google, and Google will not do for Amazon, and so on and so forth. So we have multi-cloud capability and coverage of all these 4 clouds, 4 pillars to really address our cloud optimization through the SaaS platform. On top of it, what we have is something very unique. We have a trademark solution for cloud score. Think about credit score, which you have in US. So how do you know your cloud? How is the management, how is the company, your cloud is doing the right thing and working in the right way? And that's where the score can give you. And then you see the score and you can change things underneath it. Will give recommendations and analytics behind it. And then you can change those things and your score will improve, and vice versa, back and forth, you can go for it. In terms of pricing, there is a free tier, which we have, always free. So you can use, your company can use it, and a lot can be done, which is free. So feel free to utilize that if you need, and the enterprises and different levels starts at different pricing, but this is always going to be free. So one user, one project, you can go for a lot of different good things on the 4 pillars. So that's the product. On that product, or generally cloud optimization, we have a course as well and a certification, free certificate, which you can get. So I've shared that link as well. You can get started with this course. It's an on-demand course, and it does good level of optimization essentials, and then it provides you a certificate end of that. So feel free to take those resources. Going back to bigdatatrunk, this session is hosted by bigdatatrunk. All these recordings will be posted back into our YouTube channel. Some of the old ones are right here, GitHub, generative AI, which is a lot of buzz. The next step, potentially, if you wanted to take this webinar kind of forward, we also have several public trainings, and the relevant one is Microsoft Azure one. It's a 2-day full class, like 2 hubs, and then you can enroll, and it's instructor-led trainings. You can get much more deeper into what we did today. We just covered very, very basic, and this takes you forward. We have a lot of e-learning courses. There are some free ones as well, which you can access. ChatGPT is very popular. I was talking about cloud optimization. So those are free courses which you can take. There are other e-learning courses as well. All of our recordings are recorded in the site, and we have access to those links in upcoming webinars as well. So that's being shared. So that's a high level of what we wanted to cover today. If you have any questions, please put in the chat. We'll try to address as it comes. So I have a question. I'm going to read it out. Feel free to add questions. So how secure is CloudOpti in terms of personal privacy and information? So what we do is we really do agentless access, what we call it as, which is less intrusive. We are not trying to get into your environment and create things in your environment. It's a very agentless environment. It's approved by Google, and the platform is built in such a way that it's like trying to obviously it has to access certain data to really be able to really provide the analytics and the recommendations and the score. And on top of it, we have a lot of proprietary APIs and things which we have built on top of it for lots of effort to build a score system. It's like thinking about a credit score system. It's not easy, but it's built on the deck. But that's a great question. A lot of those measures have been put in place. So that's the only question I see at this point of time. Feel free to put your questions in the chat. Let me change the setting. If you have questions, you can speak as well. But thank you for joining. Thank you, Tanya, for really covering such a wide topic in a very condensed way, and also sharing the next steps with the users so that they can start their journey or continue the journey for Azure Cloud. So that's about in for today's session. Feel free to join in future. Great to see a lot of people joining repeat in several sessions. If you have any questions, you can say. Otherwise, we are coming to the end of the session, and we'll hang in here for a few minutes if you have any questions. Otherwise, thank you for joining, and have a good rest of the day, evening, wherever you are.